Hi, my name is Daisy Camarena. We're talking about psychopaths. And a psychopath is somebody suffering from a chronic disorder with abnormal or violent behaviors. And I don't know if anybody has watched Dexter before, but he's a psychopath, and he acts completely normal in front of his family and friends for quite a while, and then but behind the scenes, behind what they know, he goes and kills people, and a that's psychopath, and yeah. The construction of a psychopath, they are born, so they're born that way, and because they are born that way, it's hard for people to tell if somebody's actually a psychopath unless they really show it or. But besides that, it's fairly hard to tell. If you might be living with one and you can't tell, but they can't, since they're born with it, they can't really change it, and yeah, and they can start showing symptoms at a very young age if it's very severe, and as children, but you can't diagnose it until they're older. And so the personality traits of a psychopath are they're self-centered and they're usually charming. So that's another part of it that makes it very hard for them to be distinguished because they can act so normal around everyone, but they aren't exactly that way. And they're very ambitious, so you can find them like as businessmen and other things like that. Um, they show lack of empathy and guilt. This is where they show a lot of similarities to a sociopath because of this. The only difference between a sociopath and a psychopath is that a psychopath is very um, charming and social, and they would talk to anyone and act completely normal in front of everyone, and that's why it's very hard to tell. But a sociopath doesn't show all those things, and they don't feel guilt or mm, empathy towards their family, not even their family or friends. So they can do anything to their friends or family, and they wouldn't feel guilt. So it's easy for them to get away with things, easier than anybody else, and they wouldn't feel remorse for it. And like for example, if they did something, they could easily get away with it and continue to keep doing that because they don't feel anything, they don't feel bad for it, so they'll just keep doing it because they get something out of it, but they're not actually feeling the lashback from it. And so that's why they have like a broken identity sort of, because they're half normal, because they're half like in front of everybody they can act completely normal, and then behind the scenes when they're doing something they're very selfish and self-centered, so they are going to go do things that is going to be good for them in the long run. And psychopaths are in the minority of the prisons. Sometimes they're child molesters, killers, or they can be anything, pretty much anything where they can benefit from. But they're very special, so they only make up a minority of the prisons. They can be very successful. They can work in businesses, and they're they're found in many working environments such as law and other things, um, like CEOs of corporations, and they can yeah, pretty much do anything. And since they have lack of empathy, they can get away with anything and get there like in a dirty way, but they wouldn't feel bad for it or anything, because that's the way they are, and that's how they can get to the top, because they don't care who they run over or who they mess up on their way there, but they are very ambitious and they will get what they want, and that's why they are so successful. And if they have to get you out of their way, they will. And yeah.